If you're in search of a breath of fresh air for your 2022 or newer Tundra, this AFE Momentum GT cold air intake with the Pro 5R oil filters in black will be a great mod to check out. This will not only help out with airflow, but also filtration if you're looking to keep the air going into your motor cleaner with a high quality setup. Now, speaking of the filter, if you're tired of replacing your factory filters and want a system that's going to be lower maintenance while offering that better filtration, then this is going to be right up your alley. I would also recommend this to the Tundra owner who wants a little more protection to the filters inside of their engine bay compared to heat shield options, especially if they're taking your truck off-road in wetter climates. I also would like to mention that this will not be CARB certified, so do keep that in mind while you're shopping around. Now this will get rid of most of the restriction that your factory intake or airbox had, outflowing it by 17% with a dyno tuned and proven 17 horsepower gain and 19 foot-pound of torque gain. Now, the star of the show here is the Pro 5R filters, which will not only help out with that additional airflow, but will also be washable and reusable, so you don't have to worry about replacing it every couple thousand miles or so like the factory ones. Now the housing here will also have a clear sight window in the front or up at the top here. So that's going to give you a little bit of an eye on your filter for maintenance without having to disassemble the entire thing. The entire system is going to noticeably increase your turbo noise as well for a sporty feel to the Tundra, while offering a better look underneath the hood with quality and well-fitting components, and of course this treaded pattern on top of the housing that you really can't miss. Getting into the construction and breakdown of this kit, starting off with the filters here. These will be AFE's 5-layer 100% cotton gauze oiled filters, which will again be cleanable for the lifetime of the filters with AFE's cleaning kit. This will also include two one-piece housings made of a heat-resistant cross-linked polyethylene material, so you can ensure that these will remain heat-soak resistant and incredibly durable underneath the hood. Now, same goes for the CAD Design intake tube. These are going to be small, but they are also going to be straight through and unobstructed, streamlining that airflow right into your intake. Now, not to mention, this will all have stainless steel clamps and silicone couplers for a reliable and straightforward installation. Now this setup will be more of a premium choice, coming in at roughly $700 when it comes to the price. Now what I will say about this system is that you're getting excellent quality with durable materials that you can count on while getting some pretty solid gains out of an intake system. Now not to mention, this is going to offer a unique look underneath the hood with the tire tread design on top, which really adds a lot of character to the build compared to some more simplistic options. Now one big takeaway here is that compared to other choices, this is also going to provide a lot of protection with the housing. So I think if you've got the cash to spend on a high quality intake system to get the most out of your Tundra, then this is going to be a great choice. Like I said, install is going to be straightforward, so this is going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking me about 30 minutes to get the job done with some basic hand tools. Now at this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of what that install looks like step by step. So that's going to wrap it up for this review. Let's go ahead and jump into the install.
The tools you're going to need for this install include an electric or regular 3/8 ratchet, a 10mm socket, an 8mm swivel socket, a T20 torque socket, a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a clip removal tool. What's up guys? Today we're going to be installing a set of intakes on our Tundra, so let's get started. Alright guys, so the first step of the uninstall, we're going to grab a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 2 screws for our mass airflow sensor. So now we can grab our Phillips head screwdriver and remove these 2 screws. Now once your 2 screws are removed, you're going to grab a clip removal tool and we're going to remove this clip. Now once your clip is removed, we can just pull out of our mass airflow sensor and set it to the side. Next we're going to grab a 10mm socket and loosen up our 2 clamps. Then once those are off, we can disconnect this hose to our intake and pull off from the other side. And our last step for the uninstall, we're going to remove our air box. All we got to do is lift up and get the pins out of the rubber grommets here. And once your side is done, you can repeat that process on the other side, and now your uninstall is complete. All right, guys, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work here on the table before we get this onto the vehicle. First thing is we have to install our air filter. So that's going to go in the large hole on the air box. I'm going to slide that through and press it in, like so. Then over here, we're going to grab our gasket here. We're going to peel off the backing. Make sure that you got it lined up. Once you have that slightly on, you peel off the rest of it. Press it down firmly. Then we can tackle our last hole on our air box. We're going to cover that up with this plug. We're just going to insert. So now we have everything assembled that came with the kit. Next thing we have to do is transfer over our rubber grommets from our factory air box and put that onto our new one. So all we got to do here is peel up on our rubber grommets. Should come out. You can transfer that over to our new ones. Just got to push it in. Like so. So now you can repeat this process on the other air box. Now we can get this installed onto the vehicle. All right, so now we're ready to install this onto the vehicle. We're going to line up our rubber grommets that we transferred over from our old ones. We're going to line this up with the metal pins that are in the fender well. So we're going to drop this in, making sure that your air duct is lined up with the hole. So we're going to line those pins up with the grommet and press in. So now once our air box is in place, we're going to slide in our intake tube into the air filter. And you're going to have your air intake boot onto your tube. We're going to throw that clamp over top. And we're going to slide that into our factory location. Just going to slide that boot over top. Might have to make some minor changes by rotating the tube and the boot to get it lined up. Then once you have those lined up, we're going to tighten that down with an 8mm swivel socket. And over here at the air box, all right, guys, so our next step is reinstalling our mass airflow sensor. We're going to put that into the location. You're going to take your included bolts. We're going to thread that in. Now you're going to take a T20 Torx socket, and we're going to tighten this down. So now you can repeat this process on the other side, and your install is complete. All right, guys, so now that you have your driver's side intake fully installed, you can repeat that process on the other side, and after that, your install is complete. So that's going to wrap up the install on our AFE Momentum GT cold air intake with Pro 5R oiled filters in black for the 22 and newer 3.5 liter Tundra. Thanks for watching, and for all things Tundra, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.